Good morning, good day to you, and welcome to day 3 of our 21 days personal leadership retreat with the theme In the Light of the Seven. And this retreat is organized by our Family Care Foundation, a non-governmental organization that champions the cause of family in this time. And I am your facilitator, Iku Olokbo. Today we are talking about mass. So pick up your sword, carry your gun, and put up your defenses, because mass has to do with war. Remember, the theme of our retreat is In the Light of the Seven. So we are looking at the 7 visible planets. The ancient people used to borrow attributes from those planets. So when you are in the dark, you look up to the light and the light guides you. So we say this retreat is supposed to prepare our vehicle, prepare our person for the project of 2026. And it is only fair to put yourself together to check all the boxes before we take off, because it's going to be a long haul. You can't build something you can't defend. So today, being mass, we are talking about defense. We are talking about territory. We are talking about boundary. We are talking about your warrior spirit. So mass simply represents that aspect of us that defends our integrity, that defends whatever we are building. So on Sunday, we talked about your core value. Your core value drives your action. On Monday, we spoke about your emotion. Your emotion helps you to feel and connect to things. Without emotion, you can't make genuine connection. And today we are talking about mass, which is your defense, which is your war attributes. So war helps you to defend. The ancient people, when they looked at Mars is the red planet, and red has to do with the human blood, and blood is shed during war. So they say, okay, Mars has this attribute. That's what we're saying. So anything that you are building that has value is worth defending. So today we reflect on the things we can do to put up defenses, not just defenses to keep things out, but defense to protect what we are building. Some persons are unnecessarily aggressive. That's not what we are saying. What we are saying is to create healthy boundaries and to be able to defend anything that has value. So anything that you are building, you should have a system, you should have a way of defending it, of protecting it, of nurturing it. For instance, farmers, when you go to a nursery where they plant crops that are just shooting out, they defend it from the harsh rays of the sun by covering it with grasses. Okay? And little babies also, when they are born, you see that they defend them from the weather, either too cold or too hot. They cover them with clothes. So those kind of things. So whatever of the thing of value that you are building right now, how are you defending it? What system have you put in place to defend that thing that you are building? That is the Martian side. That is the mass that we are talking about. So when we are talking mass, you are looking at defense, you are looking at security, you are looking at war. Look at every nation today. A country is not a country if they don't have a defense system, be it boots on the ground or the armed forces, that's air, water and land. Okay, so in fact, you see what happened to Venezuela. It's not because Venezuela doesn't have the right to do as they please as a sovereign nation, but it's that another bigger a country can just put them aside. Okay, that's just a perfect example. But what we are saying is anything of value that you are building needs to be defended, needs to be protected. So those are the 2 words that we are retreating on today, being the 3rd day of the retreat. Look at whatever you are building, your family. What do you do to protect your family? What sort of action do you go out to take to protect and defend your family? 2 words: protect and to defend. Security is very important for anything that has value, because there are a lot of parasites, a lot of life is a communion of everything. So you may be building something that is really precious, but it is food for another thing. So if you don't put up a proper security, a proper defense, it may become food. Something may just come and eat it up. So whatever thing of value, your business, your project, your family, your personal life, what do you do to protect yourself? To protect your health, for instance, you cut off certain things you do. Okay? But if you go out there, you throw everything into your system and your system fails you, that means you are lacking behind in your defense, in your mass. Okay? So to retreat today and to look back and say, okay, what do I have that is worth protecting? That is what we are reflecting today. So thank you for this time. We are going to be very brief, and throughout the day we are going to be dropping clips and books, recommending books and other things, so that we reflect on this aspect of ourselves. Remember, we are taking it one day at a time, and today is the 3rd day. By the time we reach the 7th day, we would have gone full circle, and throughout the 21 days we'll repeat again. So I thank you very much for your time. I thank you for all the young persons that you have invited into this retreat. I thank you for sharing. I thank you for being here and sharing your time with us and listening to us and encouraging us to do this, because especially for us Africans who are just waking up to certain realities because of the beautiful gift of the internet and all the information that we are exposed to now, we have to organize our base before we take off. And especially for me being a Nigerian, I'm very proud, because Nigeria seems to be very proactive about going out to showcase itself in any field you can imagine. So that in itself is something worth protecting. But if we don't know that our ancestors, they looked up to mass and learned from its example that anything that is of value, it's worth protecting, then we may be building something that someone can just take away from us suddenly. So that is the point of today's reflection: defense, protection, and boundaries. So we thank you very much for participating in this retreat with us, and we hope to see you in subsequent days. Thank you.